The Young and the Restless, September 9th, 2025, spoilers. Fans can expect Nick warning Phyllis while Kyle and Claire have difficulty finding common ground. The previous episode of The Young and the Restless saw Victor surprising Claire with damaging information about Kyle, which made more doubts in her mind about him. Meanwhile, Sally questioned Billy's decision-making while Audra and Holden exchanged threats and barbs in usual fashion. The drama, the alliances, the warnings, the well-wishing, and more is about to get heated in the coming few weeks. Here's what fans can expect from the September 9th, 2025 episode of The Young and the Restless when they can tune in to CBS to watch the daytime drama based around Genoa City. The episode on Tuesday features Nick warning Phyllis about Kane's latest project. It is a known fact that Phyllis can be extremely stubborn, and even though you could be wishing better for her, she would refuse to take up advice. Regardless, Nick wants to do his bit to want Phyllis about Kane. She is involved in the whole Kane skirmish, and Nick wants her to be aware before doing something that tangles her up unnecessarily. He wants her to double-check things before committing to something. Nick believes Kane is not someone who can be trusted and his plans are shady and unreliable. Phyllis may not listen to his warnings, but Nick wants to make sure that he has warned her about Kane in advance and in plenty. On the other hand, Kyle and Claire have difficulty finding any common ground. Now that their romance has gotten tense and unbalanced, things are quite different. They were once moon-eyed around one another, but Kyle's secrets and lies caught up to him, and Claire just cannot seem to trust him anymore. If the whole France trip shenanigans weren't enough, she has now also found out that Kyle made a deal with Victor. How will he deal with this new trouble? Will he be able to explain his decision? Or will Claire get even further away from him? Is that why they are struggling to find common ground? And then there's Mariah, who makes a confession. After months of refusing to spill the beans, is she ready to confess what she did that made her so guilty? Who could she be confessing to? Tessa, or maybe Sharon? What reaction will she get when she does reveal what she did? As for Tessa, she has been spending a lot of time with Daniel, and he has even fallen for her. Is he going to confess how he feels for her? How exactly will Tessa react to it? The air in Genoa City is thick with tension, a familiar cocktail of family drama, romantic entanglements, and the ever-present threat of secrets bubbling to the surface. This week on The Young and the Restless, the characters find themselves on precarious ground, navigating alliances that feel more fragile than ever. At the heart of the storm are two particularly volatile pairings, Nick Newman and the perpetually scheming Phyllis Summers, and the unlikely, struggling duo of Kyle Abbott and Claire Grace. Nick's ultimatum, a line in the sand. For years, the relationship between Nick Newman and Phyllis Summers has been a roller coaster of passion, betrayal, and a deep, complicated connection that neither seems able to fully sever. They have been lovers, enemies, co-parents, and occasional allies. But now, Nick has reached his breaking point. Spoilers indicate that a furious Nick tracks Phyllis down at the Grand Phoenix, and what follows is not a lover's quarrel, but a cold, hard warning. The source of Nick's ire stems from Phyllis's relentless meddling in his family's affairs, particularly concerning his brother, Adam. Phyllis, ever the opportunist, has been playing a dangerous game, whispering in ears and manipulating situations to her advantage, likely in a misguided attempt to solidify her own position or simply because she cannot resist the chaos. However, her latest machinations have directly impacted the Newman family and, by extension, Summer, the daughter they share. Nick will lay it out in no uncertain terms. He is done with her games. He will warn her that if she continues down this path, if she so much as breathes in the direction of his family with malicious intent, he will cut her off completely. This isn't just about their tumultuous romantic history. This is about their daughter. Nick will make it clear that her actions are jeopardizing her already tenuous relationship with Summer, and he will not stand by and watch it happen. He is drawing a line in the sand, and for once, it appears he is deadly serious. The big question is, will Phyllis heed the warning? History suggests she will see it not as a deterrent, but as a challenge, potentially setting her on a collision course with the entire Newman clan. Kyle and Claire, an uneasy alliance cracks. Meanwhile, at Jabot, a different kind of tension is brewing. In a move that shocked everyone, particularly his family, Kyle Abbott extended an olive branch to Claire Grace, offering her a junior position in the marketing department. His rationale was a blend of business acumen and a personal belief in redemption. He saw her raw talent, her connection to the powerful Newman family, and, perhaps, wanted to make a point to his father, Jack, about second chances. However, spoilers for the week reveal that this professional experiment is hitting a significant snag. Kyle and Claire are finding it nearly impossible to find common ground. The weight of their shared history, her role in the kidnapping of his son, Harrison, hangs over every interaction like a dark cloud. While Kyle is trying to be the bigger person and focus on her potential, the visceral memory of that trauma is a barrier he may not have fully accounted for. For Claire, every day at Jabot is a walk on a tightrope. She is hyper-aware of the stares, the whispers, and the sheer audacity of her presence there. She is trying desperately to prove herself, to be worthy of the chance she's been given, but she is met with Kyle's micromanagement and a palpable, unspoken resentment. He may say he believes in her, but his actions often tell a different story. He second-guesses her ideas, dictates her strategy, and fails to grant her the autonomy she needs to truly flourish. Their conflict comes to a head over a new campaign pitch. Claire, drawing on her unique perspective and keen intelligence, develops a bold, outside-the-box concept. Kyle, operating from a place of traditional Jabot values and risk aversion, immediately shuts it down. What ensues is not a productive creative debate, but a heated argument where past and present violently collide. Kyle's frustration boils over, and he likely accuses her of not understanding the Jabot brand or, worse, of being reckless. Claire, feeling cornered and unfairly judged, will fire back, accusing him of hiring her as a publicity stunt, a way for him to pat himself on the back for being so magnanimous, all while never actually trusting her to do the job. She will point out that he is so trapped in the past that he cannot see a future where she is anything but the villain. This fundamental lack of trust and their inability to communicate without the ghosts of their history interfering threatens to shatter their professional relationship before it even begins. This struggle poses a critical question. Can these two wounded individuals ever move beyond their painful past to form a functional, let alone successful, professional partnership? The ripple effects across Genoa City. These two core conflicts will send ripples throughout the city, impacting other key players.